2, 3, 4. I think I'm losing my mind, trying to stay inside the lines. It's like you're running in place. How you keep staying the same.
Hi guys, how's it going? It is your boy Brad SK22 back at again with another video. Today is going to be a little bit different of a reaction video. I thought with Chadwick Boseman just passing, and it's a big loss to the MCU and to everyone he inspired and to everyone in his life and his family and his friends. I thought I'd show my appreciation of the actor by talking a bit about him in Black Panther that I really enjoyed because I'm a big fan of the MCU, and just how much he affected people within the film, how it looked so easy for him and the struggles he was going through. Today I have got two videos. One is about like behind the scenes of Black Panther, and it's him doing the scenes, and then you've got some of his co-stars and directors talking about him, about working with him and what he was going through at the time. And the second video is just a small tribute video, and it's got a bit of a music behind it, and it's got a song, Legends Never Die, and it fits right well with the actual video, as you will see later on in the video. But I am a big fan of the MCU and have been since the first Avenger, and most of people like me who are really big fans of the MCU, like proper geek out over all this stuff. And at first when we found out that there was going to be a Black Panther movie, obviously people that read comics and everything will know a little bit more than I did at the time. So I was unsure what the movie was going to be about, I was unsure what it would entail and everything like that. But actually going to see the movie in the cinema and watching it on the big screen, not knowing anything about it, I was absolutely amazed. Chadwick Boseman was phenomenal as the main role. I don't think they could have picked anyone better, and that is my opinion. And I know there was some conspiracy with obviously being the first black man in the MCU, and it brought a lot more audience to come and see the film, but also want to get into the MCU, if that makes any sense. And there's always, about Black Panther, there's always been the meme around it where Chadwick Boseman stands there saying Wakanda forever, you know what I mean? And it came really popular. I know everyone was saying it, and it came with a bang. And for me, this has got to be one of the best MCU films I've seen. I think it goes Endgame, Infinity War, and then you've got, I'd say, the first Avengers, because that were pretty good. You've definitely got Black Panther in there, definitely. It's one of the top ones that I really like watching. And I think with the role of Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, and how amazing he came across in the role, I think it stood out more when you was watching it. And with everyone talking about how he made an impact on them as a person and not just wanting to get better in the film, I think that Chadwick Boseman will exist for as long as possible, because I know they've said that he came on set, he was in character, in the role, he always give it his 110%, and he made the other people stand out more, but I will talk a bit more about this down the line. And like I said, in this short clip that we're going to watch at first, the first behind the scenes of Black Panther, it shows a bit of behind the scenes where he's doing the fighting scene, or he's coming into Wakanda, or they realise he's still alive at the end and he comes up with a suit, and then you've got like directors, co-stars and people that knew him talking about how he affected them, and how he was as a person, how they reflected on him. So I'm going to stop talking now. We're going to jump into this first video. I really do hope you like this video, because I know it's a bit different from what I normally do, but because I really like the MCU, I wanted to put it out there, and I love the Black Panther movie. It was one of the best. So let's jump straight in this video and let's go.
It was Chadwick Boseman's performance in 42 that really made us take a second look. There is such an honor and dignity to the way that he played Jackie Robinson that we knew we needed for the character of T'Challa, the Prince of Wakanda.
Chadwick is an amazing actor and we thought would fit perfectly with the MCU.
Black Panther himself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick, you know, he has a lot of depth. It was amazing as an audience member to look into his eyes and see what's going on.
We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
A lot of the things about the character are also true about Chad. He's very knowledgeable. He's an athlete, martial artist. He's had a lot of experience playing roles that come with a lot of weight, So I think he has a guy has a lot of weight to him. I think he brings all of that stuff to the role, but not to mention that he's incredibly gifted as an actor and as a performer, and also as a storyteller in his own right.
I am not king of all people. I am king of Wakanda. And it is my responsibility to make sure our people are safe.
Because he is so prepared as an actor, and because his character is sort of flawless on set, it forced the other actors who had scenes with him to kind of raise their game and go, okay, this guy is not taking anything for granted. He's really leaving it all out there. So we have to keep up with him.
What doesn't Chadwick bring to the character? I mean, he's regal and grounded, and he brings a gravitas to it. So all of this feeds his T'Challa, and I think he wore the crown with dignity.
Ibombe! 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 Ibombe!
I've known him since I was about 17, so I've known him for a really long time. Back in New York, he did the work, obviously. I just think he did an incredible job being true to the character.
Wakanda forever!
I had a great time with Chadwick. Just warmth and camaraderie came into it, of course, with a great deal of respect for his previous work. So when I looked at him with proud eyes, they were as mother and also as comrade and colleague and Angela. It is your time to be king.
I mean, Chadwick is just a powerhouse. He's so talented. Every single movie he's made, there's kind of this internal, almost nobility.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
He's such a soulful actor and so professional, so present. He really gives so much to the other person, and he's awesome. And his presence on set, I think, makes kind of raises the stakes a little bit for everybody.
Chadwick he's a really smart, interesting, dynamic guy, and I think he was not overwhelmed, but very surprised and somewhat taken aback by the amount of love. It ceased to become just about how well he inhabited the role and all that stuff. It's become part of our culture just as a symbol.
This welcome is one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced.
It's fun to watch just what it means to people. At times, in my head, I'll be like, well, what does this do for the world? Like, actually, what is it? Is it actually valuable in this climate? And I have to say, yes, it actually is. Not because it makes people escape. I think when done right, it gives people hope. I found that it means a lot.
Well, as much as you can see it in that clip there, guys, you could tell all the cast members and all the directors that were included in this film fully respected and loved Chadwick Boseman for what he stood for what he put into the role through the dark time that he was going through. The director has made a couple of quotes and stuff and said some stuff about how he felt towards Chadwick Boseman, and he said the one line that got me was that the director was actually second guessing about this film because it wasn't sure if it was going to stand out, if it was going to be linking to part of the film, or if it was just going to be at the point where they get the film out there, it won't really be a success and it'd flop. But Chadwick Boseman said to the director, let's do it, let's just go for it and put it out there, because he was headstrong. He knew what he wanted to do with the film before he even got into doing any of the scenes. As soon as he heard the script, he was in 100%, and he made the directors change his mind about the film, and they went straight ahead for it. Also, as you heard in that video, you've got all the cast members and directors saying the people that were on set with him every single time he was doing a different scene, it made them want to step up even more, and them to step up and be even on Chadwick's level and make a brilliant performance of the acting and just make the scene look incredible, which it did throughout the whole film. And they've said, as you heard, that he leaves everything that he had in the scene. So every single scene he gives it his 110% and he puts it out there, and he doesn't, if he feels like there's something up, then he'll do it again, and he won't stop till he gets his 100%. And as you can tell, all the cast members speaking about him, how much they have respected him, how much going through this journey with it, making Black Panther, going through the MCU, including the Black Panther in the MCU movies like Infinity War. You've got the Endgame and the journey they've gone through together, and how much love is there for every single one. I've read a tweet that one of the directors had put out on an interview. I can't remember if it was an interview or a tweet, but they said that Chadwick Boseman had cancer while in 2016. Or he was diagnosed in 2016, but in that time, it would be when they were filming Civil War. So to have that, being diagnosed with cancer that early on, before you've even had the sneak peek of yourself in Civil War, or you've had the little film, the big massive film, teasing through the MCU, and then it comes out to the film, and having all that in your back of your head, your lines, getting the scenes 100%, doing it the best you can, and also having this in the back of your head, mentally and physically, draining him because of the cancer. And they've said that it never seemed like it fazed him. It always came on scene, and every time he stepped on to the scene, he became that person. He became the role 100%. And for someone to do that in that dark time that he was going through, you would have to be both physically and mentally strong to be able to do it, and to get through that tough time. And even though he went 4 years with hardly anyone knowing, like Chadwick Boseman wanted people that, like his family, obviously, he wanted them to know. But it's like dealing with that, and then knowing that that's always in the back of your head, and it's always going to affect you somehow, and still doing his best work, and everything that he's done from his past, like the charity, standing up for black people, and making a name for himself and getting everyone behind him. And I think that's why the director and Chadwick Boseman talked about putting this film out there, because the director wanted to get the MCU out to different kind of people and spread the MCU universe as much as it can go and get everyone interested in it. And it's like you escape for people who like the MCU and get watching the film. It's like you escape from reality and you get lost in it as you're watching the films. And I think that's what the director wanted, but wanted to attract more people. But with obviously Chadwick Boseman's past, how he's interested people, how he's been there to fight for the black community, and how he stood up for them, and how many people he's made to stand up for themselves and do this and do that, and to get them into the MCU and enjoy the actual film, I think means a lot to a lot of people, and especially the directors, because the directors were second guessing it, and if they did second guess it, then God knows where it would have gone today. Like, we might have not even had a Black Panther. But it's, thank God, Chadwick Boseman actually changed the director's mind, because I don't think having a Black Panther film, now we've seen it, obviously, but if it wasn't here, then I think the perfect actor would have missed out on the perfect role for him. And it just goes to show why watching the movie. So, we have got another video. It's only a small video. It's like a little tribute video, and it's got a little song behind it. Legends never die. I think that fits perfectly to the loss of Chadwick Boseman. And I'm going to talk a bit after, and I'm going to mention about a film that I've seen Chadwick Boseman actually in another of his films, basically. And I'm going to talk about that for a little bit. Not much so, but let's jump straight into the video. I'm not going to talk through it, so I really hope you guys enjoy this clip. It's only a little tribute, so let's get into it.
Legends never die.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
Can you hear them screaming out your name?
Mantle passed.
Legends never die.
warrior to warrior.
They become a part of you.
I want to be a great king, Baba.
You bleed far, reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's big. It's deep in their blood.
It is your time to begin.
Keep on back! Keep on back! Keep on back! Keep on back!
In my culture, dead prays to die. It's not the end.
And there we go, guys. You have seen the Chadwick Boseman tribute video, Legends Never Die, Black Panther. And from there, you can tell how perfect that small but impact video that shows Chadwick being the man that he had and was in his life. And the song was so perfect because as the Black Panther, it was Legends and King, and it just fits perfectly with the theme of Black Panther and a legend in what he did in his past life. And also through them scenes on that little tribute video, you can see how much focus Chadwick put in his scenes, how much he really wanted to do his best work, how much he wanted to make it one of the best films he could and make it stand out from the rest. Also, the words in the song, "Death is never the end." Also, in the bit in Infinity War where he says death is never the end, and that just summarizes Chadwick's life, because it's like in the film Black Panther, death is not the end. You go as a spirit guide and everything like that, and that kind of means like his legacy from his charity work, standing up for what he believed in, making him stand out in front of everyone. And even though people might not have liked it or disagreed with his thoughts and everything, he still stuck by himself and what he believed in and still fought for what he thought was right. And also you could say it's the legacy of the films that he's been in. Like, you've got the odd ones, like you've got 42, you've got 21 Bridges, and you've got the MCU universe films where he had sneak peeks. He's got his own film and he's made every scene that he's in his own, and he's made it to the best that he possibly could. So I think that's one thing, especially while doing Black Panther, that he's lived by, and he believes that after death you still live on. And as you heard in the first video, or I've read up, the director said that he takes everything that's handed to him in his stride. He took the news of the cancer and going through the appointments, going to the chemo, going through all that, and then going to do the scenes like it was, I wouldn't say nothing to him, but it was like it didn't phase him as he was working. And it's like as soon as he stood in the scene or in the workplace where they're filming the scenes, he clicked into character straight away, and he knew what he was doing, he knew what he wanted to do, and he just went and did it. And it must be so strong to do that. And it's just like his 2019 film that he did, which was 21 Bridges. Now, I've seen this film and I've really enjoyed watching it, and it's an action and thriller. If people haven't seen it, I would highly recommend you watch this film, because it is a good one, another good film that he has been in. And basically what it is that Chadwick plays an NYPD detective who shuts down two enormous 21 bridges of Manhattan to find two suspected cop killers. And I wasn't too sure if I was going to like this film, because I've seen the trailer. I wasn't too sure, but I wanted to give it a go because I enjoyed Black Panther and I enjoyed Chadwick's role throughout the Black Panther. So I thought, why not, let's give it a chance. I have to see a film to know for me if I've enjoyed it or not, and I have seen it 3 more times after watching that first one, because the way that he just plays the role and how it looks so easy to him, that it's just amazing. There's one thing that I do want to talk about, and I'm not sure if they will do this, but I'm hoping they do. And I don't know if you guys will remember. If you are a big fan of the MCU, you most likely will. But do you remember when Stan Lee died, and at the beginning of the film, I can't remember fully what film now, and it's going to do my head in, because I'll know it after I've stopped recording and it'll wind me up. But if you know in the comments, let me know down below, because I'll probably will find out after, and it's going to be annoying that I don't know now. But you remember at the beginning where they were showing the Marvel Universe scene, and you had Stan Lee pop up from every single film that he's been in. The little tribute that Marvel put out to show their appreciation towards Stan Lee for everything that he's done, every comic and everything like that, and even being in the films, how much they respected him for what he did and respected him for bringing it all to life. And I thought that was really cool when it came out, and I'm really hoping they do the same with Chadwick as Black Panther, and they could show him in like scenes from when he first started, where he did the feature in Civil War, and he then had his own film, and then he came in parts of Infinity War and Endgame at the very end, where he was fighting everyone, where they all was fighting Thanos, and how they all came together. And then Doctor Strange's lightning came on and Black Panther walked out, and that scene is just amazing. And I think that they should do that, and they most likely will. I know Black Widow is coming out, so they most likely will do that. They might probably do the same as Stan Lee's, where they put it in the beginning, just before the film, as the intro. They might not, I'm not too sure, but I really hope they do, because I know that Chadwick brought a lot to the MCU. Even if some people disagree, he did, and he brought a new range of audience, and it made it look a little bit better with the role he had and how he stood out and how the film came across to loads of people. And the reason why I'm making this video is not because I'm jumping on the wagon of just showing my appreciation for the sake of it. I really enjoy doing watching the MCU, and obviously on my channel I played the Marvel's Avengers game and everything like that, and I hope he is in that, and Black Panther is in that game as the appreciation. They might do it, I'm not too sure, but I'm doing this because I really enjoy the MCU. And like I've said, from the first Avenger going all the way up to now, I've really enjoyed watching the MCU. And watching Black Panther, like I said, we're not knowing much about the character in the comics or not reading up on much. I went into that theatre to watch Black Panther not knowing what to expect, and came out and wanted to watch it again as soon as I came out the cinema. And it takes a lot for a movie to do that to me, because I've got to be really into it, like really into it. And I know I've seen it on my YouTube, like videos that pop up that you might want to watch on YouTube. If you have your own channel, you'll know what I mean. And I've seen some Black Panther 2 stuff come out, and I know that obviously people want to know what's going on and what Black Panther 2 will include now, and how it will go with Chadwick Boseman now sadly is gone, what it will be to the MCU. But the question I want to ask you guys, and I want you to comment down below, because do you think it's too early to talk about that, as it's only been recent of his death, or do you think it's good that we're talking about it because it still brings him up and his legacy and everything that he did, his charity work and all the amazing work that he did before even joining the MCU? And obviously, is it the right time to bring it up this early, or do you think that it's best off waiting a bit? I'm not too sure. Personally, I do not know, because obviously I know it's recent and it's going to affect people in different ways. It's going to affect his family more than anything. And I know people from the MCU and fans of the MCU want to know what will be going on, what this will include now, how will this all change now he's sadly passed. But I'm just not too sure that it's the right time right now. And I'm on two sides of it. But I want to end this video, and I just want to say that my thoughts go out to his family and his friends and anyone that worked with him and got influenced by him, and he made them a lot better. And yeah, just thoughts go out to his family and friends. But that is all from me, guys. I am going to stop it there. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'm hopefully going to do some more reactions down the line. Hopefully really soon. I'm going to work it all out. But hit the notification bell so you know when I'm streaming either a game or uploaded a video. And from me, guys, that's me out. Peace.